So yes, you saw that correctly in the thumbnail. Apple's going to be bringing USB-C ports to their AirPod lineup sooner than you think. Let's talk about it. Before we dive into this video, leave a comment down below. Are you team wireless charging or team, plug in to charge? I prefer wireless charging for all of my accessory devices and my iPhone. So basically, if my device is wireless charging compatible, I'm gonna wirelessly charge. It's very rare that I hardwire in or hard plug in, something like my AirPods Pro, only when I'm like in a pickle in terms of battery life and I need to charge it a little bit faster than I would normally need to. But otherwise, I prefer wireless charging, 99% of the time. And just as a quick history lesson, Apple first brought out that 30-pin connector. Leave a comment if you guys have been around long enough to remember that 30-pin connector. They were released in 2003, I think alongside the iPod 3. And at that time, it was kind of revolutionary. It allowed for faster transfer speeds, faster charging. Again, everything that we've grown to see and love with every new iteration of a cable or charging technology. And then in 2012, alongside the iPhone 5, I believe it was, they released in September the Lightning cable. The Lightning cable was, again, faster charging, faster data speeds, the ability to flip it on any orientation, because a 30-pin connector, you have to make sure you plugged it in correctly in the right orientation. If not, you would jam it too hard and it would end up breaking. So when Apple made that switch from the 30-pin connector to the Lightning, most of the tech community was happy about it because, again, it meant improvements for everyday use. But the mass of the population was very, very upset because that meant they had to go spend more money on new accessories. I remember those iHome 30-pin connector kind of docks that were on every single nightstand of every hotel room from like 2005 to 2011, and everybody was pissed at that point because, hey, they had to go out and buy another $200 iHome like dock and speaker and alarm clock, or buy that adapter directly from Apple that made everything kind of clunky and ugly. So now fast forward another 10 years and Apple's flirting with the idea, but out of necessity, to go from Lightning cable and go USB-C all things. Currently, Apple's lineup is kind of 50-50 in terms of USB-C and Lightning charging. So the entire lineup of MacBooks is all USB-C. You have the iPad, so the iPad Pro, the iPad Air, the iPad Mini, they're all USB-C, and then everything underneath that is Lightning. So you have the iPad 9th generation, still Lightning, every iPhone is still Lightning, and then most of Apple's accessories, from the trackpad, the mouse, the keyboard, the AirPods, the entire AirPod lineup, all still have Lightning ports to charge via Lightning. So when should you expect Apple to make this switch over from Lightning to USB-C? Because I'm a big believer and an advocate of going USB-C all things. This is one of the few things that I disagree with Apple in terms of keeping the Lightning cable around because it is proprietary. It does cost companies to license that. So if they want to use something that has a Lightning cable, people got to pay for it, right? They have to pay Apple to license that technology from them. So Apple now is kind of being forced into going USB-C all things because of that new EU legislation saying that by 2024, every Apple iPhone sold in the EU, so basically the entire European Union, needs to be USB-C capable because they want to make that a universal thing across the entire European nation. So now Ming-Chi Kuo is letting us know that Apple will be transitioning over to USB-C all things starting as early as next year in 2023. So expect that with the iPhone 15, so not this upcoming iPhone 14, the iPhone 15 will be a USB-C capable iPhone, which is something that I never thought I would say. A lot of people eventually thought that Apple would just forego the port altogether and skip out on USB-C and just go wireless charging or MagSafe for the iPhone, but they will be putting a USB-C cable on the iPhone 15. And then alongside that, Apple's going to be making that transition with all of its accessories. So the entire AirPod lineup from the AirPods 3, AirPods Pro, and AirPods Max should go USB-C. The keyboards, the trackpad, the mice, or the mouses, however you guys say it, should all also go USB-C. And I just think that's a smart thing to do. Like, let us carry around one charging brick and one cable to be able to charge all of our Apple devices. Right now, if you travel with a MacBook Air, you travel with an iPad Pro, but then you also travel with an iPhone and AirPods, you gotta bring two cables, you gotta bring a brick that has at least two different ports to charge these things simultaneously. It's kind of a nightmare and just one more thing that you have to think about. So if we go USB-C all things, that means, again, one cable for all of my devices. And then the last thing that I'll mention is that Apple is kind of waiting until the very, very last second to make this switch over. So again, expect this towards the back half of 2023. So in October, we should be getting the new AirPods Pro 2, but Apple's going to forego the USB-C port for this version of the AirPods Pro 2 and stick with Lightning. So it won't be until next year that you might have to buy either a new AirPods Pro 3 or an AirPods Pro 2 case with USB-C charging separately. So it's going to be kind of like a money grab from Apple, but Apple, for this entirety of this year, all things will remain Lightning, and it won't be until middle of next year where Apple's going to start that transition. So like I stated earlier, if I can wirelessly charge my devices, that's how I'm gonna go and charge my devices firstly. But if I need to plug in, it would be nice to go USB-C. So I'm all for it. I wish Apple brought this a little bit sooner, but what is that Drake quote where he says, better late than never, but never late is better. So hopefully Apple does something and gives us that USB-C all things sooner rather than later. But shout out to Chance Miller for writing this 9 to 5 article and inspiring this video. I'll leave that article linked down in the description below. If you guys did make it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know that you made it to the end. And if you guys want to watch some more videos like this one, click on one of these 2 videos right here. I'm Fernando, and I'm out of here. Leave a comment. Would you guys get a USB-C enabled AirPods Pro? Let me know.